Today I am doing numeracy. I am practicing subtracting 3-digit numbers. First I subtracted the ones and then the tens. In the ones column, I know 5 minus 4 equals 1 because I have already learned enough of math, enough of subtraction like this, so I can remember. I also remember from what I learned that the difference between 5 and 4 is 1. And in the tens column, I worked out 7 minus 2 equals 5 by subtracting from 7 back 2 in my head. 7, 6, 5. So the answer is 51. In question 2, I had to match my answer to one of these baskets. First, I subtracted the numbers in the ones column, and then I subtracted the numbers in the tens column. I remember from what I have learned that 6 minus 1 is 5. And I already know from what I have learned that 2 minus 1 is always 1. So the answer to 26 minus 11 is 15. So I matched the answer 15 to the basket 15. In question 3, I had to complete the algorithms or the equations. First, I subtracted the numbers in the ones column, and then I subtracted the numbers in the tens column. I know that 3 minus 2 equals 1 because I remember from what I have already learned that 3 minus 2 is always equals 1. And I also remember from what I have learned that the difference between 3 and 2 is always 1. And in the tens column, I know that 5 minus 1 equals 4 because I remember from what I have already studied and learned that 5 minus 1 always equals 4. In question 4, first I subtracted the ones. I subtracted the numbers in the ones column and then the numbers in the tens column and last of all the numbers in the hundreds column. I know that 9 minus 8 equals 1 because I already remember from what I have learned and studied in the past that 9 minus 8 always equals 1. I also remember that the difference between 9 and 8 is always 1. And in the tens column, I remember from my studies and learning in the past that 4 minus 0 equals 4. Like 4 things take away no things, 0 things, is still 4 things. And in the hundreds column, I know 2 minus 1 equals 1 because I remember from what I have learned that 2 minus 1 is always 1. The question also gave a picture to help find the answer. In question 5, I had to write the algorithm or equation and find the answer. First, I subtracted the numbers in the ones column and then the tens column, and lastly, I subtracted the numbers in the hundreds column. In the ones column, I know that 4 minus 2 is 2 because I used fact families. Fact families are 3 numbers that always go together. For example, 4 minus 2 equals 2 and 2 minus 2 and 2 plus 2 equals 4. In the tens column, I know 7 minus 3 equals 4 because I subtracted the 2 numbers up in my head. 7, 6, 5, 4. And in the hundreds column, I know 4 minus 1 equals 3 because I remember from what I have studied and learned in the past about algorithms like these, that 4 minus 1 always equals 3. In question 6, I had to write the answer to these algorithms. First, I subtracted the numbers in the ones column, and then the numbers in the tens column, and last of all, the numbers in the hundreds column. In the ones column, I know that 2 minus 0 equals 2 because I remember from what I have learned in the past, and like 2 things minus take away 0 things always is still 2 things. And in the tens column, I know 8 minus 4 equals 4 because I used fact families. Fact families are 3 numbers that always go together. For example, 8 minus 4 equals 4 and 4 plus 4 equals 8. And in the hundreds column, I know 3 minus 2 equals 1 because I remember this from my studies and learning in the past about algorithms like these. So, I remember that 3 minus 2 always equals 1. And it is very easy. And in the last question, question 7, I had to write an algorithm or equation and find the answer to the algorithm. First, I subtracted the numbers in the ones column and then the numbers in the tens column, and last of all the numbers in the hundreds column. I know that 5 minus 1 equals 4 because I remember from what I have learned in the past about algorithms like these. So I remember 5 minus 1 always equals 4. And in the tens column, I know 7 minus 3 equals 4 because I counted back 3 from 7, which gave me 4. 7, 6, 5, 4. And last of all, in the hundreds column, I know 8 minus 6 equals 2 because, like the hundreds column, like the tens column, I counted back from 8. I counted back 6 from 8, which gave me 2. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. So the answer to 875 minus 631 is 244. So that is my school for today. Doing subtraction, it was very easy, especially when I started subtracting from the ones column and then the tens column, and it was also very easy because I have already learned and practiced subtracting with these sorts of algorithms.